So welcome friends, myself Professor Pratik Prakash Kale, your tutor for this engineering mechanics subject. Now in this sixth lecture we are going to see some concept behind the moment and couple and the Varignon's principle that is generally used to calculate the resultant in coplanar non-concurrent force system. So first of all, try to understand this moment of force. So what do you mean by moment of force? So it is the turning effect produced by a force on the body on which it acts about a specific point. So there will be one reference point in the body about which the moment will be calculated. So moment of the force about a point. So consider this body and this consider this point as A. So moment of this force P on this body about point A will be this force, since it is vertical and its perpendicular component, perpendicular length, that is L. So P into L, so force into perpendicular distance from a specific point A. So moment about A on this body of this force P will be treated as a P into L and its unit will be kilonewton meter. So that is everything about the moment. So moment may be clockwise and anti-clockwise. If it rotates like a clock, it will be clockwise, and if it rotates in a reverse order of clock, it will be anti-clockwise. Now after this we should know the Varignon's principle in the engineering mechanics. The statement for the Varignon's principle is as if a number of coplanar forces are acting simultaneously on a particle, the algebraic sum of the moments of all the forces about any specific point is equal to the moment of their resultant force about the same point. Okay, so moment of resultant will be equal to moment of all the forces acting on the body. So for that, consider this xy plane, in which this is xy plane, in which this is the particle which is acted upon by one resultant force, means it is acted upon by several forces, and after calculation of its resultant we got this capital F as the resultant force, and it is acting like this. Okay, so in that case the perpendicular distance from a point O, now we will consider one specific point O on this axis. So from this, the perpendicular axis of this force will be this R, that is radial distance. So as I got this resultant, it should have its component like this, that will be summation fx and summation fy. Okay, and summation fx is representing all the horizontal component of forces acting on this particle, and f summation fy represents all the vertical forces acting on this on this particle. Okay, so this is the f, that is resultant of these two. So these are the components. So moment of this f from O will be equal to moment of fy plus moment of fx as per the Varignon's principle that we have to prove. Now we will consider the vertical distance of this point A from O is y and horizontal distance from O to A is x. Now consider this figure. This is your point A, that is particle, and we are considering this summation fx will be, since this is theta, this will be 90 minus theta, and if this is 90 minus theta, this will be your theta again. So from this you will get this summation fy as f cos theta, and this will be f sin theta. Okay, so you have got this. Now we will calculate moment of components about O. So what will be the moment of components? It will be from O, if you look, this f cos theta will make a clockwise rotation, and its amount will be f cos theta into x, okay. Similarly, if you calculate the moment of this f sin theta about O, it will be again clockwise, and it will be f sin theta into y, and since both are rotating in the same direction, they will be added. Okay, so moment about O of the components of resultant will be f cos theta x plus f sin theta y. Now it should be equal to f into r. Okay, that we have to prove. So for that we can say that considering this triangle O, consider triangle O, let us say this as a B, this point as B, O B A. Now in this OBA triangle, if we consider trigonometric ratio, that is theta, then theta sin theta will be opposite side upon hypotenuse, that is opposite side is y, hypotenuse is r, so y by r is the sin theta. Similarly, if we consider cos component, it will be adjacent side upon resultant, that is x upon r. So replace sin and cos in this equation by these ratios. So replacing cos theta by x upon r, replacing sin theta by y upon r. So you will get this moment value about O as f upon r, x into x, that is x square, plus f upon r, y into y, that is y square. So from this triangle, by using Pythagoras theorem, we can say that r square should be equal to x square plus y square, yes or no? So for that, we will get f upon r as common, x square plus y square in bracket, and f upon r into r square will be here. This entire will be represented by r square or replaced by r square. So upon r and square r will get cancelled, and you will get the value as f into r. So from that you can verify the Verigne's principle, as the resultant's moment about a specific point is always equal to its component's moment about the same point. Okay. Now from the basic of this principle, we have to solve a problem of finding out resultant for a coplanar non-concurrent force system, and for that we will follow these steps: step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. So till this step 4, the everything will be like our previous, that is coplanar concurrent force system up to the resultant. And in this fifth step, we have to do one thing, that is we have to find moment of all the forces about a given or specified point. Okay, so all the forces moment will be calculated, then we will compare the all the forces moment with respect to our resultant into some radial distance according to Verigne's principle. And also we can find out the horizontal distance of component of resultant from the specific point, and vertical distance of component of resultant from a specific point using these formulas. We will use them in the question. Now the nature of moment of resultant will be always equal to nature of moment of all its components. Okay, please remember this. Now before going to that, please understand this new concept, that is couple. What is couple? So this term refers to two unlike parallel forces that are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction and do not share the same line of action, just like this. This is P, this is P. They are parallel to each other but opposite in direction. So couple is also known as a force couple or pure moment. Okay, its effect is to create rotation without translation, means it will not translate the body, but it will rotate the body about specified point or axis. So this is the diagrammatic representation of effect of couple and moment. So try to understand. If you consider couple, you have to apply two equal and opposite forces, so that about CG your body will rotate and CG will not get displaced. Just turning effect will be there, CG displacement will not be there. But if you consider a moment, in that case we have to consider one specific point and we have to apply a single force acting at some perpendicular distance from that. So due to this, the body will try to rotate with respect to this and the CG will get displaced. So in moment you will get turning effect as well as CG displacement. So first problem on this finding out resultant of coplanar and non-concurrent force system. So for that we will take this problem. It is the rectangular body A, B, C, D, and it is acted upon by forces at different point A, E, B, C and D. Now what we have to do? We have given with inclination, there is 105 degree of 250 Newton from this reference, that is AB. So we will convert this with respect to this. Okay, we will convert this theta with respect to this. So this theta will be equal to 180 minus 105, that is equal to 75 degree. Okay, we will take this 75 degree for the calculation. Now each and every angle is having its inclination with respect to horizontal, so that is okay for you all. Now step 1, what is step 1? To resolve all the forces. So we have defined this x, that is theta, that is 75 earlier. Now resolve each and every force. So considering each and every force, first of all consider force at point A, 250, resolve its component, 250 cos 75, 250 sin 75. At B, there is 500 moving in first quadrant at 20 degrees, so 500 cos 20, 500 sin 20. At C, there is a 600 Newton moving into second quadrant, therefore its horizontal will move in negative x direction. 600 cos 70, and vertical will be in a positive y direction, 600 sin 70. Similarly, resolve the force. At point D. Since there is no need to resolve this force because it is purely vertical, its horizontal component will be 0. And similar concept is at E, that is merely downward force. This is vertical force, its horizontal component will be equal to 0. Now moving to our second step, calculate sum of total horizontal forces present on the body. So adding all the horizontal components of the all forces at different points. So you will get this equation minus 250 cos 75. Here we have to use some sign convention. So leftward forces, the forces with arrows like this, leftward there will be negative, and the forces with arrows right side there will be considered as a positive. So minus 250 cos 75 plus 500 cos 220 degree and minus 600 cos 75. Only three forces are having their horizontal component, and it is coming as plus 199.93 Newton. Now similarly in step 3 we have to find the total vertical forces present on the body. So for that we will use upward forces positive, downward forces negative, and summing up them you will get minus 250 sin 75 plus 500 sin 20 plus 600 sin 70 plus 300 minus 100. It will give you positive 693.34 Newton. As your summation fx and summation fy both are positive, you can say that your resultant will lie in first quadrant. Okay, summation fx is also positive and summation fy is also positive. Y is positive, x is positive. That means first quadrant, and your resultant will lie in between these two at some angle theta. So we have to find this theta. So for defining this theta, before the defining theta, resultant will be equal to, by use of parallelogram theorem, it will be summation of x square plus summation of y square. Putting both values, you will get resultant value as 721.59 Newton. Please calculate it and check it. Then theta with respect to horizontal you will get as tan inverse of summation fy upon summation fx, and you are getting this as a 73.91. Now your resultant will look like this, okay, on the body. Okay, now you have to locate the position of resultant with respect to some point. So we will assume that we will locate the position of resultant with respect to point A in this problem, with respect to point A. So for that, since the force system of forces are coplanar but non-concurrent, resultant will act in system anywhere. You cannot define its correct position in the fourth step. So for that, we have to move on the fifth step. So for finding out the location of resultant with respect to point A, first of all we have to calculate moment of every force acting on the body with respect to point A. So take clockwise moments will be positive. So after taking moment of all forces, you will get that 100 into 2.5. This will be force into its perpendicular distance, and if it is making clockwise rotation with respect to A, it will be taken as positive. So 100 into 2.5, 500 into sine 20 into 5 meter, so it will be negative because it will make anti-clockwise, and similarly 600 sin 70 into 5 will make anti-clockwise, therefore negative, and again 600 cos 70 into 3, that will be also negative. What about other forces? You will not consider moment of 300, moment of 250. Why? Because this line of action of these forces are passing through the point A. Whenever there is a force passing through a point about which you are calculating the moment, its moment always about that point is always equal to 0. So you will get summation of moment at about A of all forces will like minus 4039.76 Newton meter. Okay, so after that you will consider this diagram. This will be your point A. Your resultant will move in first direction, first quadrant like this. You will consider one RA, that is radial distance. The distance of resultant in radial or diagonal direction from point A, XA and YA will be the components distance, horizontal and vertical components distance from A of the resultant. So from this you will get radial distance by comparing it with the Varignon's principle, that summation of moment of resultant about A means your R into RA will be equal to summation of moment about A of all forces. So from that you can define your RA as summation of A upon resultant, and as you get negative value, distances are never negative, so you can put this RA equal to 5.598, and this negative sign So as we got this answer, okay, that is the radial distance of this resultant force from A as summation of moment of A, that is all forces moment upon the resultant. So you will get this value. This negative value will represent there is a rotation of resultant with respect to A will be anti-clockwise. Please consider and understand this negative sign. It will be showing just clockwise and anti-clockwise rotation. Okay. So therefore you will get this distance negative, and this will not convey that the distance is negative actually, because distances are never be negative. So this will be at a distance of radial distance of 5.598 meter from point A, such that your resultant will make anti-clockwise rotation about point A. So from that you can get that if we give that distance RA in this directions, means our resultant is at radial distance of A in this direction from A, so we will get the clockwise rotation of this resultant. But as we are getting this minus 5.598 means it will lie below the point A in this direction, and your resultant will be shown like this. This will be your R, so that now it will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So try to understand this concept, why distance is coming as a negative one. Okay. So similarly, after this radial distance, you can get the distance of horizontal component and vertical component of this resultant, that is XA and RA. So horizontal distance of resultant. So resultant means you have to calculate here the vertical components distance, that will be a horizontal distance. So from that you will get summation of MA equal to summation of Fy into XA. Okay, these all three quantities are equal. So for that you will get this distance as minus 5.82. Again it will be on the negative side. The negative side represents the anti-clockwise rotation of this resultant. So that will be 5.82 meter. And similarly you will get your vertical distance by multiplying summation Fx into Ya equal to summation Ma, and you will get Ya as 20.20 meter from A. So if you want to show this diagrammatically, you can get this is your body on which the forces are acting. This is your point of reference A. Now you have to show resultant. So your resultant will move like this in the first quadrant from point A at radial distance of 5.589, whatever you have got. Now if you calculate its distance, okay, from A, so its vertical component will be at a distance of 5.82. Vertical component will be at a distance of 5.82 meter from this. Okay, if you are getting your resultant component over here, so this distance will be your XA and this distance will be your YA. So you have to represent this like this. Okay, so this covers your problem on the coplanar non-concurrent force system, that how will you represent the resultant of such a force system, and the concept of Varignon's principle that we have applied in this problem. Thank you so much for watching this video. In upcoming videos we will be going to discuss something new and interesting about this engineering mechanics. Till that, please like, watch full video and subscribe my channel for more interesting videos on the engineering mechanics subject. Thank you so much.